The distances in the cosmos are exaggeratedly incredible, so much so that they are escaping our logical comprehension. The sheer magnitude of these distances defies the boundaries of ordinary human reasoning. Thanks to the current advanced technology in astronomical matters, however, we can begin to grasp a tiny idea of all the distances and sizes that some impressive objects in the cosmos can reach. It is these staggering measurements that make space an endless place, one where only the most extensive imagination could attempt to describe its wonders. Even with our most powerful instruments, space remains a realm of mystery and boundless enormity. In spite of not having a solid answer about the actual size of the universe, some scientists have proposed the tantalizing idea that there could exist an infinity of universes outside our own. These hypothetical universes, often referred to within the framework of the multiverse theory, might each possess unique characteristics. They could be governed by their own distinct physical laws, entirely separate from the rules that apply within our familiar cosmos. In these foreign realms, unimaginable phenomena could be commonplace, including beings or entities that we would never expect to observe, even in the depths of our imagination. The concept of such beings challenges not only the scope of science but also the limits of what the human mind can envision. What we are more certain of, however, is the size of the objects that abound within our universe. And recently, scientists at NASA, with the invaluable help of our legendary James Webb Space Telescope, have discovered what may be the most gigantic structure ever uncovered. This groundbreaking revelation could redefine our understanding of the universe's layout. So, stay with us to discover this new discovery made possible by the James Webb Space Telescope. And remember to like and subscribe. It helps us a lot in continuing to bring you the latest and most astonishing cosmic findings. To give you a better idea of the colossal objects and structures that abound in the cosmos, it is necessary to start at the beginning, with objects we are already somewhat familiar with. Our Moon, for instance, measures approximately 3,474 kilometers in diameter. Though immense in its own right, it is a small sphere compared to our home planet Earth, which has a diameter of 12,742 kilometers. This difference alone can be hard to fully visualize, but it becomes even more pronounced when we begin comparing Earth with the largest planet in our solar system. If we compare Earth with Jupiter, the difference is staggering. Earth would look like a tiny ping-pong ball in front of a soccer ball when placed next to Jupiter, which boasts a diameter of approximately 400,000 kilometers. That's right, Jupiter dwarfs Earth many times over. But even this gigantic gas giant seems relatively modest when compared with the largest known planet in the universe, HD 100546b. This cosmic giant is estimated to be around 7 times larger than Jupiter. It has a total diameter of an astonishing 986,000 kilometers. You can imagine what Earth would look like near this cosmic monster, can't you? It would be virtually invisible, a speck of dust floating beside a mighty celestial colossus. However, although HD 100546b holds the title of the most gigantic planet discovered so far, it cannot compare with the size of our very own Sunday. Our Sun, the fiery heart of our solar system, has a diameter of about 1,382,000 kilometers. This means even the largest known planet is small compared to our star. And even our Sun, immense as it is, would also look small if we compare it with the largest star in the universe. Enter Stephenson 2-18, a red supergiant estimated to span about 9 billion kilometers. That's 9 billion kilometers, an absolutely mind-blowing figure. When placed next to our Sun, Stephenson 2-18 makes our familiar star look like a glowing marble next to a flaming red behemoth. It's something truly spectacular to imagine. Yet, not everything ends here. As incomprehensibly vast as Stephenson 2-18 is, it cannot be compared with the most massive black hole in our cosmos. That title goes to 2-6-18, an incredible and enigmatic object that has approximately 66 billion solar masses and a diameter of 390 billion kilometers. This black hole is so massive, it distorts space-time around it in a way that challenges our understanding of gravity and general relativity. From here on, we will stop measuring in kilometers and start measuring in light years, the unit most appropriate when discussing the truly enormous scales of the universe. If you thought the largest black hole in the universe was spectacular, it cannot compare with the enormous size of the Tarantula Nebula. This is the most gigantic nebula in the known universe, with a diameter of approximately 1,862 light-years. Even so, this vast and beautiful cloud of gas and dust is dwarfed by the size of our Milky Way galaxy, which spans some 105,700 light-years from end to end. Yet, much to our chagrin, the Milky Way is still relatively small in comparison to IC 1101, a massive elliptical galaxy that stretches across an unfathomable 6 million light-years. It is currently considered the most gigantic galaxy in the entire known universe. Plunging further into the vastness of space, we find there are even more colossal objects that could degrade even the largest galaxy we've observed. One of these is the Great Void of Eridanus, a vast region of the universe in which there are no galaxies or any known objects at all. It measures the exorbitant figure of 1.8 billion light-years in diameter. That's 1,800,000,000 light-years of apparent emptiness. And yet, believe it or not, this void is still small compared to another mind-shattering structure, the Great Wall of Hercules' Corona Borealis. This colossal filament spans 10 billion light-years in diameter, what would be about 11% of the entire observable universe. Let that number sink in. 11% of the observable universe. Some specialists claim that this is the largest object or structure in the known universe. However, there are those who believe that an even greater structure exists, one that is not just vast but potentially foundational to the universe itself. This is the universal fabric or cosmic web. It spans approximately the entire magnitude of the observable universe and consists of a massive network of interconnected filaments composed of galaxies and dark matter. This object has been recreated by computer simulations derived from rigorous scientific studies. The result is the impressive image you see on screen, where everything seems to be connected like a kind of neural system, almost as if giving life to a biological entity. And perhaps, just perhaps, the universe in which we live is a kind of intelligent life form. In fact, a team of scientists from the University of Bologna has conducted a groundbreaking study comparing two of the most complex systems in nature, the neural network of the human brain and the cosmic web of galaxies in the universe. What did they discover? That they are incredibly similar, not just in how they look, but also in how they behave. When we compare a human neuron with a cluster of galaxies, the resemblance is truly uncanny. But there's more. The study aimed to look beyond just visual similarities. It examined the deeper structures of filaments, nodes, and voids that form galaxies and explored whether the two systems share a deeper connection. At first glance, neurons and galaxies are very different entities. But this research, published in the journal Frontiers in Physics, suggests that they are shaped by similar underlying principles. Thus, it's not that our brain is like a universe, or that the universe is some titanic brain, but rather that their dynamics, their processes of formation and interaction, are fundamentally alike. Within both systems, only about 30% of the masses are composed of galaxies and neurons, respectively. In both cases, these galaxies and neurons are organized into long filaments and connected through nodes. The remaining 70% of mass or energy distribution in both systems consists of components that play an apparently passive role: water in the brain, and dark energy in the universe. Despite having a scale difference of approximately 7 orders of magnitude, the brain and the cosmic web share similar levels of complexity and self-organization. Our analysis showed that the distribution of fluctuation within the neural network of the cerebellum on a scale of 1 micrometer to 0.1 millimeters follows the same progression as the distribution of matter in the cosmic web, commented one of the researchers in charge of the project. This stunning revelation opens the door to new philosophical and scientific questions. When we hear that everything is connected, and that we are all influenced by each other, it probably has a lot to do with what you have just heard. The actions we take, and even the actions we don't take, create destiny and reality. Together, we form a universal system that flows endlessly. In fact, that is why it's called the universe, because together, we form a unity. The idea that everything is connected and that our actions have an impact on the world around us is a concept deeply rooted in many philosophies, spiritual beliefs, and systems of thought. This notion reflects the interconnectedness of all beings and phenomena in the universe, and can be found in various cultures throughout history. It is a timeless idea, transcending science and merging with the spiritual. The idea that everything is connected is based on the premise that we live in an interdependent universe where every action and choice we make has an effect on the very fabric of reality. This implies that our individual decisions, whether large or small, contribute to the development and evolution of the world as a whole. If we make conscious and positive choices, we can contribute to positive change in our own lives and in the lives of others. The notion that we are part of a universal system aligns with the idea that all beings and objects in the universe are connected in a complex web of relationships. From a scientific perspective, this can be seen in the interplay of physical forces and natural laws that govern the workings of the cosmos. From a more spiritual or philosophical perspective, this implies that our individual lives are intricately connected, and our actions have consequences that extend far beyond what we can directly perceive. In short, The idea that everything is connected, and that we form a universal system, invites us to be mindful of our choices and actions. Recognizing that our destiny, and the reality we experience, are influenced by our active participation in this interconnected web may well be one of the most powerful realizations of all. In recent years, thinkers across multiple disciplines, from theoretical physics and cosmology to philosophy and systems biology, have begun to take a more serious look at the idea that the universe may, in some unfathomable way, be aware of itself. It's not just poetic language or mystical conjecture anymore. When we examine the structure of the universe, especially through the lens of the cosmic web, it becomes increasingly difficult to dismiss the apparent intelligence or organization that underlies it. And if intelligence requires connections, feedback loops, and the exchange of information across vast distances, then the structure of the universe appears to fulfill all of these prerequisites. Consider this: the same way neurons in the human brain exchange chemical and electrical signals to create thought, memory, and perception, so too do galaxies in the cosmic web appear to influence one another via gravitational pull, radiation, and the movement of dark matter. These filaments and nodes form channels through which matter and possibly even energy or unknown forces travel, shaping the evolution of entire galactic systems. Is this not a form of cosmic communication? Could it be that the universe is conducting a type of computation, running equations on a scale so massive we cannot yet fully perceive the outcome? One of the most profound questions arising from this is, if the universe is a vast neural network, then what is it thinking about? Some have speculated that perhaps each galaxy, each star system, or even each conscious being might serve as a neuron or synapse in a higher-order intelligence, one that we are an inseparable part of. If so, then human consciousness may not be a mere byproduct of biochemical processes but a local expression of a universal awareness, an awareness that is still unfolding, still evolving, and perhaps still waking up to itself. This line of thought has given rise to fascinating philosophical propositions, such as the idea that the universe is a fractal of intelligence, echoing the